Welcome to Wisdom Wednesday 121. Fasting heals. Question. I have psoriasis plus several other medical issues. It's getting worse as I get older. I take medication that only seems to calm it a bit, but my conditions are getting worse over time. I want my health back. I see you have health still. I'd like to know how you stay healthy. As a young yogini, in my 15, 16, something like that, I learned about fasting. I learned that the body has a natural intelligence to heal itself if we do not put anything that blocks its natural healing process. So ever since I learned about fasting, which I'll tell you more about, I have been healthy. And I listen to the natural laws of nature. So whenever something is not going well in my body, I fast. This is a natural thing. Animals, they go by what nature tells them to do. When they are not well, they fast. They don't want to eat. They don't put anything else in their body. They give it a rest. This is a natural law that if we were really tuned in, if our society wasn't pushing medications and all these unnatural foods, and we became intelligent and decided to say no to those things, we wouldn't be complicating the issue. Yoga is about simplicity, not complication. So we learn to listen to our body, and we know and we practice this thing called restraint. What does restraint mean? The reason why we do a restraint is because we're aware that there's something gone awry and that we are overindulging in something. So one of the yamas mean restraint. And so the idea is to restrain that part of our lower instinctual body, physical and emotional, and restrain from doing those things that are causing harm to ourselves and to others. Thou shalt not kill, as an example. Thou shalt not steal. Now, what about thou shalt not overindulge in looking for quick fixes when the body has a natural intelligence to heal itself? What about that one? That's not there, is it? No. This natural law is almost unheard of these days because everything is being promoted to take this medication, take this, fix this. What about not taking anything at all? What about having a complete rest? That's a possibility. The problem we're dealing with now is that most people have been on medications since they're a kid. And that's like being on drugs your whole life, and you become addicted. The body becomes addicted to these substances which are not working. They only suppress and cover up the original problem. So if you happen to try to get off your medication, your problem gets worse, correct? Yes. Why? Because it's been suppressed. Now, healing really means allowing the problem to get worse while you're in a resting phase, so it comes to the surface, and then we have this thing called healing crises. So if you never had medications or drugs or anything bad, you had a relatively healthy diet for most of your life, you'd still go through some healing crises because we're always collecting collecting toxins just by living in our environment and eating food even. So it is important that you do a fast regularly. I fast regularly. This is what keeps me healthy. I refrain from food. I'll take juice and water for 3 days every 2 months, and maybe a 10-day or 7 to 10-day fast once a year. And that keeps my body pretty healthy. I don't need any medications. I am on nothing. Why? Because I started young with this knowledge. And you should too. But if you're already on medications, that's a bit more of a problem. It's kind of like a drug addict coming off whatever they're addicted to. You're addicted to your medications, and if you've been taking them for a long time, it's going to be hard for the body to clear yourself of them. So you'll need some guidance, someone who knows about how to work with medications, but also with someone who knows how to fast and the whole purpose, and who's been successful at fasting their whole life. So you need a special kind of guidance in order to go forward with this. I can guide you if you haven't had medications, but if you're full of them, then you're going to need a different kind of guidance. So the real health, if you want to be healthy, is to think simple. To think that the body has a natural intelligence, like it is part of a larger organism, the earth being part of that. But there's the whole universe is an organism, and it's intelligent, and it has natural ways of keeping us alive if we're meant to stay alive. If it's time for us to pass, then it will allow that to happen. But a yogi follows and listens to the rhythms and the voice of nature. We don't go against it. We don't try to manipulate things to make it work for our ego self. We have this communication with the divine, and we listen. Now, if we want to stay alive, which our body does want to stay alive, well, then all you have to do is listen to nature. If we had a chance and the medical system wasn't controlling us since the late 1800s or early 1900s, and they went towards getting you dependent on medication, which is a substitute for the body's natural ability to heal, we became dependent on medications, and now we're addicted to the medications. It's that much harder now to come off. So, but you can still do it. You can come off, but you have to come off gently and start believing in the natural way of things. Think of, we are an organism, and the organism, inherent in the organism, is the desire to live. And we have a reason to live. We have lessons to learn in our life. That's why we are alive. So it's better to be alive and healthy than alive and unhealthy and still trying to learn these lessons. So what can I say? If you listen to your inner intelligence, that will be a better guide than listening to what's being pushed or us being told by the doctors and the medical system what we should do. That's rarely heard of these days, is to listen to our own intelligence. It's rarely supported in our society these days. but it's the thing you should do. And that's it for today's Wisdom Wednesday. I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye.